over again. Okay, I can make a baby, but I don't become a father until I'm in the home every day. You need to think about producing 20 different topics. The reason you need this is because the client, the prospect, the target market is not going to have a relationship with you that's successful for you if it's one video.
The way you do the videos is instead of putting them on your webpage, you literally post them on Facebook and you run ads straight to those video posts. What this does is it gets these videos in front of people a lot cheaper, and it gets them in front of people faster.
Best known will always beat best product.
We just want to use social media to amplify the sales process.
You need to figure out how you are going to promote yourself when you don't have money. To create a real relationship with someone, you need to show up over and over and over again. Okay, I can make a baby, but I don't become a father until I'm in the home every day. You need to think about producing 20 different topics. The reason you need this is because the client.
When you're in front of a customer, do I have your attention? When you're getting attention, you need to know something else is trying to get their attention too. You're in competition with everything, and you don't need to make attention. You need to get attention. They're tied together. Attention is money. Get it, keep it, multiply it. That means when I'm in a meeting, I need to get your attention. I need to get it. I need to be sure I have it. I need to keep it, and then I need to multiply that attention. Because if you don't keep my full attention, you ain't gonna get none of my money.
If you want Cardone Kern to grow your brand for you, to get your market's attention, keep your market's attention, and cause them to know you, like you, trust you, and want what it is that you have to sell, go to CardoneKern.com.
What's happening, everybody? This is your main man, Frank Kern, coming to you beautiful. It's today, Tuesday afternoon, for a version of the live lead magnet. The title of today's show was The Hidden Gold Mine. More specifically, the hidden gold mine of customers on the internet. You know, I don't know about you, personally, crazy about the social media. Love it, kind of. Don't really use social media as a consumer, but I use it a lot as an advertiser. Meaning, I don't like going there and read other people's stuff. Although I do look at like some Instagram stuff or whatever, but totally use it all the time as an advertiser. And if you're like anybody who like is on the internet and wants to get customers from the internet, you've heard about Facebook and Instagram, Facebook and Instagram, Facebook and Instagram, Facebook and Instagram. That's where all the money is. And you know, not entirely untrue, but there is another part of the internet called the rest of the entire internet, and huge gold mine of opportunity there. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to deviate a little bit from the old social media, and we're talking about the rest of the internet, and more specifically, how to get customers from there. All right, so over here, as you know, my name's Frank Kern. I co-own the lovely CardoneKern.com ad agency with my main man, Grant Cardone, and that's what we do. Is we create ads and get customers online for other businesses. By the way, if you want some help with that kind of thing, A, if you want us to do it for you, you can go to CardoneKern.com. B, if you want me to help you with your marketing plan and schemery, right here live on this very show, let's see if I can remember the number, 305, I'm trying to look on the monitor hoping it's there, 305-865-8668. 305-865. I was trying to get an example of an ad for y'all on the board, by the way. 05-865. Y'all ever do this? Start out writing real big, and then at the end, it's like 305-865-8668. Okay, so that's our number if you need any help. So we're talking about the rest of the internet today, right? Facebook's great. Instagram's great. Happens to be a whole lot of traffic out there that's not Facebook and Instagram. And that's what we're going to discuss today. So at our agency, we do social, we do all kinds of stuff for people, but what we really adhere to is more than anything, following 3 simple rules, okay? Rule number 1 is stolen directly from David Ogilvy, one of my teachers, by the way. It's a saying that he came up with. It says, we sell or else. So no matter what, the ad campaign should always, 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 always produce sales. And as crazy as that sounds, a lot of people think you should just get your name out there, which is like, I mean, that's great and all, but wouldn't it be great if you got paid to get your name out there? You know, so rule number 1, we sell or else, the end. Okay. Rule number 2, all right, is advertising should never be an expense, ever. The goal of advertising and marketing, whatever you want to call it, right? Same thing, really, is to get customers at a profit. And if you think about it, the word profit there indicates that it's not an expense. If I buy a house for 10 grand, let's say for simple math, and I go and I sell it tomorrow for 20 grand, was it an expense or was it an investment? Obviously, it was an investment. It yielded a profit, right? So your advertising should always, always, always be profitable. Now, in the very beginning stages, like your first month, if you've never done it before or whatever, it's pretty normal for it not to be profitable because you got to figure out what's working, what's not working. I mean, you know, stuff changes and all of that kind of stuff, and that's good. We can move really, really quickly on the internet. But over the long haul, as in like greater than 90 days or so, it should definitely be a source of profit and never an expense. And finally, rule number 3 is prove it. Every single dollar you spend online should be trackable to the profit that it's making you. And that's a huge deal because a lot of times, meaning overwhelmingly, most of the time, people go by that famous saying, I forgot who's credited with saying it, but the guy says, you know, 50% of the money I spend on advertising is wasted. I just don't know which 50%. That should never be the case. You should always know exactly how your ads are performing, and therefore you should track everything. So that's rule number 3. So to summarize our 3 rules that we abide by here, that work pretty good for us, probably work for you if you choose to do this stuff yourself. Numero 1, always be selling, we sell or else, stolen from David Ogilvy, plagiarized with the best of them. All right, rule number 2, it should always be profitable. Advertising should never be an expense. And rule number 3, you should prove it. So how do you do that? All right, well, we got 4 steps to doing that, okay? 4 steps. You got a call already over there? Did they sound pleasant?
They did.
Okay.
I think you'll like them.
Okay. Natalie said you sound nice, mystery caller.
His name is Omar, and he's calling from California.
All right, Omar in California.
Yeah.
What's happening, man?
Frank, this is you?
This is me. What's up? Is this Omar in California? Oh, my God.
Yeah, what is up, man? I'm a little confused 'cause I was watching you on Facebook. But, you know, just giving a call and want to say I appreciate your new show, Lead Magnet. I love it.
You're probably watching the live version of it on Facebook now because we're we're simulcasting to the Facebooks.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what's going on. And well, I've been dabbling a little bit with the online leads, and really what my question is, I know you give out a lot of information. I sell a high-ticket item. I don't think it's really important exactly what it is, but it does involve more of a process rather than selling a small item that somebody just brings out their credit card and pays for it online. Mm-hmm. It requires more of a consultation. It is a home improvement item. And I've just, you know, after watching a lot of you, reading some of your stuff, the way you're generating clients now is, you know, you give them content, you have a few of like the main questions of your industry, your product, and you make like a video for each one of them. Mm-hmm. And then from there you make links, you know, that...
Is ultimately this going to lead to how do I get more leads?
No, not really. I kind of have the idea of how that goes. Just kind of more on the technical end, like when you're targeting for that audience, if you could just kind of give some tips to kind of help us brainstorm. Because I know a lot of the times we're stuck in our own head and we think we know, okay, this, for my product, this is what people like. Do you have any exercises that you do to kind of get you to think outside of the box to make you think about stuff or bring ideas up that you might have missed when it comes to targeting?
No. Okay, and so I'm going to just teach some stuff now. All right, thanks for that question, dude. So A, dabbling is death, right? When you have money on the line, don't dabble. 100% of the attention. If you can't give it 100% of your attention, get somebody else to do it. Because it's like, this stuff is way, way harder than it sounds, right? I like to try to keep it fun and light and make it look easy, but it's way harder than it sounds. The original question was, hey, when it comes to the idea of targeting, how do you get out of your own head, and how do you get out of your own way, and what are some good ways to target? And that actually segues perfectly into step number one. So we have our 3 rules: always be selling, never lose money, which means advertising should always be profitable, and prove it. We have to understand how online advertising works and online marketing works. And in 99.9999% of the cases, basically what happens is you have an ad, right? Looks like this. It could be a Facebook ad, an Instagram ad, whatever. What if your ad actually looked like that, right? It's just a picture with some words and stuff. It could be a banner, it doesn't matter. 99.99% of the time, what you're doing is you're paying a certain amount of money for every 1,000 people who see that ad, all right? So I'm drawing an eyeball here. Okay, that's kind of a weird looking eyeball, sorry. And that's called CPM. Per 1,000 impressions is what that means. All right, so if we're paying, so even if you go to Facebook, for example, and you look in your Facebook ads account, that's what you're buying. You're saying, show this ad to this many people at this frequency, and they're gonna say, okay, it's $14 per 1,000 impressions. An impression, by the way, is just like you're on your phone scrolling, and you just happen to physically be able to see the ad. That's all that means. It doesn't mean someone clicked it, doesn't mean they necessarily even interacted with it. It just means it was shown to them in some capacity. All right? So if this is the case, okay, and Omar, this is important. If this is the case, and we're paying, no matter whether or not they see the ad or what, then it makes sense to, step one, only show your ads to people who already want your stuff. And that's a big one, right? Otherwise, you might as well get a check, sign it, make it out to maybe, and then just leave the amount blank and be like, okay, let's see what happens, right? But if you're only showing it to people who already want your stuff, then hot diggity, your chances of the ad working have just gone way, way higher. So how do you do that? So what Omar's hung up on is, okay, man, I'm trying to advertise on social and I want to put content out there to attract the right person. Could be a good strategy, but one thing he said is that he's doing a consultative sale for something that's high ticket in home services, okay? And so he didn't tell us what it was, and that's cool, no big deal. I don't know, I'm psychic. Grant, do you believe I'm psychic? Yeah, Grant's in the room, he believes I'm psychic, he knows it. Pretty sure my man's selling solar or something similar, right? Cool, no problem. So if our real question ultimately is how do you get more leads? How do you sell more of these solar stuff, whatever it may be? We gotta start with who are we gonna show the dang ads to? And it's gonna be people who want solar, all right? If we have the ability to bypass the process of making somebody want solar and show the ad to someone who already wants solar, then we're gonna do pretty good because you're paying for the eyeballs anyway, okay? Does that make sense? Talking to a camera, so I have no way of knowing whether or not. Well, they're not here though physically. I'm like asking them a question. Don't mess it. How long has he been in the room? What, 35 seconds? The guy's already messed with me. This is my life now. This is what's going on. This is my life. All right, no, don't mess me up. So the question now becomes, how do you know if someone already wants solar? There's a couple of strategies you can use on the rest of the internet, right? So remember, that's what today is about. The hidden gold mine being the rest of the freaking internet. So thing number one is a strategy called search retargeting. Okay, so in search retargeting, here's what this means. Guy goes to Google, types in solar stuff. Now the first thing that's going to come to your mind is, man, I got to be number one in Google or whatever for solar stuff. Logically, you would think that, right? Let me ask you a question. And by the way, you could be number one by search engine optimization or by freaking buying Google AdWords or whatever. Let me ask you a question. If you search something on Google, it could be a Honda Civic or whatever, right? You're thinking about buying a new car. Do you click and go and buy from the very first website that you see? Probably not, right? Last show, we talked about the average cycle is 22 days from the time someone starts being interested in something to the time they buy it, and this is just average B2C, business to consumer behavior, 22 days. Within that 22 days, there's 32 touches, meaning they see some sort of ad or content or whatever from the brand 32 times. Well, if we're using search retargeting, here's what this means. A guy types in solar stuff in a certain geographical area, all right? We tag him, because he does it on his phone, because most internet use is being done on the phone. We tag him, we know, hey, this guy typed in solar stuff. We don't list his website right there in the top 10 on Google, because why would we spend that kind of money, right? We know he ain't gonna buy anyway. Most people don't. It's not like you go type something and immediately buy it. Most of the time you do that like 100 times. So in search retargeting, what we do is anyone who types in any keyword that we want, we show an ad to them about solar stuff, in this case, everywhere. Now this Jamboard thingy is messing me up today. So I can't like show you an example of a banner ad, but the way we do this is we'll just show banners all over the place. If they go to CNN.com, boom, they're gonna see your face and they're gonna see an ad that says something. We'll talk about that next, right? If they go to weather.com, they see it. There's 600,000 apps we can make your ad appear in, and we can literally, like anywhere that serves banner ads, we'll start showing them your banners. So now what we've done, we bypassed all that need to build up the demand, and we're just going for the most obvious people, right? So that's one strategy of many, but this is a way to tap into that hidden gold mine of customers, which is the rest of the freaking internet, right? Which is pretty sweet. Okay, so we got another caller. Hot dang, we got two callers. Okay.
Next one that you got is Tony in Chicago.
What's happening, Tony, in Chicago?
Hello?
Hey, man, what's happening?
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right. Yes, I'm calling because I'm trying to figure out, will it be a wise decision for me to use my 401k money to buy real estate?
Wrong show, man. In my opinion, yes, but I'm not a real estate expert. So I'm Frank Kern. I do the advertising show. That's on the one you want to talk about is on Mondays, where old Grant Cardone comes in and does the real estate stuff. But in my opinion, and I'm not a financial guy, probably I did. Anyway, I put our 401k in Cardone Capital, working out pretty good. Happy I did it. Okay, who's our another?
Ryan in Iowa.
And any type of advice you guys want, you know, relationship advice, I got it. Medical advice, not remotely qualified to give it, but I'll make stuff up if you want. What's happening? What's happening, man?
This is Frank?
It is indeed. Now you've done it. Now look.
Oh, hey, Frank, Brian Hawley here at Des Moines, Iowa. How are you, sir?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Hey, got a quick question. Been watching you for many, many years with your shenanigans, and I love your work, and congrats on the new transition.
I think shenanigans is probably the best description of these antics that are going on over here. That's well said, sir.
Hey, it's got to be fun.
Yeah.
I consider you and many do the Warren Buffett of digital marketing. So, question,
that's
if
something.
you could look into a crystal ball, with the new changes with Facebook, with the CBO and everything else, how are you going to utilize that for cold audiences? Are you going to use YouTube to educate and then retarget with CBO? Kind of what are you predicting it's going to be in the best so we can start gearing up on our end to prepare for it?
Okay, that's a good question. And rather than keeping him stuck on the line, I'll just take over. What every business needs is a marketing mix, right? So the internet marketing community, I did that if y'all are listening on the podcast, I did that in air quotes there. Super fixated on Facebook and Instagram, right? That's just the only thing that they ever think about because that's all anybody else does, and internet marketing people copy each other. The fact of the matter is there's the entire internet that we can advertise on. So I'll hit all of these points, but number one, when it makes sense to do a marketing mix. Number two, and marketing mix means be everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, and probably what we call programmatic. What I was just talking about, that strategy of search retargeting, showing banner ads and all of that stuff, that's called programmatic. That's what we do a lot of here at the agency. So here's what you got. Number one, let's talk about Facebook. We'll dork out for just a second. They have this thing coming out called CBO. It's a big algorithm change. It means that the running ads may or may not become more difficult. In all likelihood, they will become more difficult because it never gets easier with Facebook. They're like, this is going to be great. And then you're like, it's actually 7 times harder than it was before you made this change, but thank you anyway. So I forgot what CBO stands for, but you just deal with it. Yeah.
Budget optimization.
What a campaign budget
optimization.
Well, if I wasn't on camera, I'd remember. And we do it now. We do it with our campaigns, and it's okay. Like sometimes it's unbelievable, and sometimes it's not. But what you got to do is have a mix. So what do you sell, by the way, just to use you as an example, your business?
What do we sell? We do kind of like you. We're a marketing agency. We specialize in healthcare. I'm a retired physician, so I cater to the physicians.
Okay. So the least amount of your marketing budget, if you said, Frank, just handle it. Least amount of your budget, in my opinion, would be spent on Facebook. Here's why, okay? Here's where the internet is. You got Facebook, Instagram. You got YouTube. You got LinkedIn. You got Twitter. And you got EE. Stands for everything else, right? With all these channels, Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, targeting on here is relatively difficult, right? The best possible way to use all 3 of these, Twitter not so much, and LinkedIn maybe not so much, but the big ones, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the best way to actually use these guys is for retargeting. Meaning if someone comes to your site in the first place, then they're going to start seeing ads because they're very, very warm. And the reason I suggest this is because these guys are the most expensive. Your cost per 1,000 impressions on these 2 networks, or 3 networks technically speaking, are probably the highest of everything. What I would do for you is programmatic, and I'd use a strategy called list retargeting. So what list retargeting means is you can get a list of every single physician in the United States or on the planet. And you can upload that sucker, and it'll show ads to everybody who physically goes into whatever the location is on the address. And I'm not talking about taking a bunch of email addresses and uploading them to Facebook as a custom audience. I mean, you literally, it's like getting a direct mail list, but instead of sending a letter to their house, this thing takes their home and draws a little digital fence around it, and only the people in that home are served the ad, which now, again, totally cuts out the need for you to go and spend money. Look at this.
Whenever you get to it.
Okay, he just gave me a little piece of paper. It says, I have always loved you. That's so nice. I knew it was coming. We've had a couple of moments. All right, so.
Says, get to the point, dude.
Listen, quit messing me up. All right, so that's what I would do. So in your case, I would go out, get a big old list of physicians. I would do list retargeting. That means they're just going to see banners and stuff. You're only going to be showing it to them. If they come to your site, then you retarget on social.
Golden.
And that right there is a marketing mix, right? So there's no more one freaking channel. You need to be omnipresent. Well, then quit watching. Quit your bitching. We're trying to work over here. Okay, we done with the caller?
Yes.
It's time to go. All right, so thing number 1, only show it to people who are interested. Thing number 2 is make ads good. Make your ads good. Here's the deal. I was trying to bring this up on the dang Jamboard thingy, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't show banner ads. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Weather Channel, or whatever, and look at any of the ads you see. The overwhelming majority of ads, all right, will have something like this.
You want to see on the phone?
It'll have, can you show it? Yeah, but they can't see it. Oh, you can go, yeah, sure, zoom in. All right, yeah. Thanks, dude. All right, visual aids. Yeah, we need a new Jamboard, Grant. Why are you so cheap up in here? Okay, so this is fantastic, okay? All right, come on in here. I'm gonna make this one the biggest. Oh, that won't do right. Here's one on weather.com. Oh, look at that. Okay, so you see, here's an ad. This is very, very typical, the blue one. All right, so this thing just basically says, safety and prep, are you ready for the next storm? Whoops, State Farm. Okay, now here's the deal. Now you can just zoom back out. I just wanted to show it. So that's your whole ad, and so anyone who's listening, there's some clouds and stuff. And that just said that in the ad. There was no button to press. There was no call to action. So basically, most ads look like this. Blah, okay? Like nothing cool, all right? So think about this logically. You're paying, no matter what, for people to see the ad by the thousand. If they don't click it or engage it, you're wasting your money. An ad that says something like, there's a storm, State Farm, ain't gonna get clicked on. So you gotta write ads that get clicked on. So if we go back to the solar guy, right? Instead of a typical ad with a picture of a solar panel or whatever, we would say something that, like, we would put an ad that says, read this if you want solar. And then now they're gonna click it, and we know they want solar. They're gonna go to his website. They'll either do something or they won't. If they don't, we retarget them. And now we would retarget those guys on social media. All right, so a good ad is going to have these characteristics, okay? And this is really, really important. A good ad is going to, number one, state the offer. In this case, it would be information about solar, right? Number two, it's going to have a clear call to action. What was ours? Read this if you're interested in solar. Read this if you want solar. All right? Number three, it's going to display the company name or the domain name. And this is huge, guys. This is crazy. Discover this by accident. If you can, go get a domain that's easy to remember. That's why our domain is CardoneKern.com, by the way, because it's easy to remember. You know Grant, you know me, simple. Here's what usually happens. A gazillion people see this. Some click, some don't. They remember this dang company or domain name, and they actually go to Google and type it in. They'll either type in your domain or they'll search for it, which is bonkers. Right now, hey,
So Frank,
help me
I wanna
pitch
ask you a
this.
question. No, don't do
What
that
is it?
yet.
Okay.
Do this. I want you to look at this ad. He's going to insert it into the screen for the audience.
All right. We could do that?
ConnectCon.com/free.
Okay.
I want you to tell me, I'm just doing this promo.
Uh-huh.
I want you to tell me, is this a good ad? What's missing? What needs to be in there? Because a couple of things that you just said aren't there.
Okay.
Like what I want them to do. Like it's not at the top of the page. You want to show it?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Inside, Francisco, go use this URL, bud, right here, to throw it inside there. Can't you do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have like a, I can do like a click screenshot.
I feel like I'm on HSN.
Yeah, well, you kind of are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you act now, you also get this MacBook Pro, slightly used. You might want to clear the cache when you get it home, if you know what I'm talking about.
So what's your breakdown of that? It's
All right.
Basically, I'm driving traffic to win a diamond seat. I'm saying it loud because you need to repeat what I'm saying.
Yeah. So 10xgrowthtime.com/free. This is the offer to win a diamond seat. All right. So first of all, this isn't an ad. This is the web page. All right. So if we were driving traffic to this, we would say click here if you want to win a diamond seat, and we would only show this to people that were on Grant's list or had expressed interest in being at GrowthCon. So now that we have this page, and here it is. First thing that comes out is we have violated a cardinal rule.
So once you show me what that ad would look like then. Build the ad for me right now, Frank. That would be the perfect ad because that's what I'm going to send to that department out there. There
Okay.
you go.
Actually, let's just pretend this whole thing is like the square banner. All right. So we have win a, and I'm going to, for the sake of speed, diamond seat. Just pretend I wrote diamond seat to GrowthCon.
What, 10x GrowthCon, right? You wouldn't,
Yeah.
10x GrowthCon. Would I use
10X
my name in that?
GrowthCon.
Would I use Grant Cardone's 10x GrowthCon?
No, probably have a picture of you. Right here.
Okay.
Right. Win a diamond seat. to 10X
$20,000.
GrowthCon.
$20,000. Now, what, I'm trying to drive traffic to that site, right?
Yeah. All right. Win a diamond seat to 10X GrowthCon. Now I would say learn more.
That's
So
it.
Grant's like, hey, 20,000, all of this kind of stuff. One thing you got to have in your display ad, got to be easy to read. Guys got to be able to get it immediately. So we're going to have learn more, and we're going to have the website right here, which is 10xgrowthcon.com.
Why wouldn't that just be a hot link?
It's both. But see, they're going to see this
got it.
frequency. So one thing Grant talks about all the time, frequency. I used to think it was BS in advertising. I'm like, man, this is bogus. Until we got domains that were easy to remember. We're running tons of traffic they can click on. We're tracking everything. Majority of our traffic comes from them remembering it. It's like free. It's crazy, right? So reason I don't have $20,000 in here is because I don't know how it lays out. If it'll fit in the layout and then the reader can read it instantly and get it, I'll leave it in there. But if they can't, I'm going to take it out because I want them to just get the point. And my real goal is to get them to the page. Now this page up in here, which is, hey, we can go back to rule number 3 now, right? So that is, listen, he went over there. He's having them change the ads over there. You guys should have seen, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see, you have to scroll down, but you'll see a hideous banner ad that I built that crushed our pretty ads. That was exactly that. It's like, do this if you want this, learn more. That always wins better, right? So you got to have the ads that click on. So that was actually very helpful from our main man, G Money. And if you want to enter that contest, it is 10xgrowthcon.com/free. And you can go there and enter a form to get you an opportunity when you one of them $20,000 diamond seats. How do you like them apples? That's 10xgrowthcon.com/free. F-R-E-E. Free. Okay, so the next rule, number 3, is have sites that work. Here's the deal. 99.99% of all business websites out there look like brochures. Okay? They're just beautiful, but they don't actually sell anything. They'll have when you were founded, how long you've been there, they've got your story, they've got a contact us thing, there's 9 million of pages. It doesn't actually tell anybody to do anything. That's okay. I don't want you to go out and change your entire website, but if you're spending money to drive people to a web page, probably a pretty good idea that that web page should have a specific action in mind, right? So what we got to do, thing number 1 for this, is you have to find out what your sales process is, all right? So if your sales process is a person fills out a form to request information with you, and then you call them, kind of like the home services dude was, he wanted appointments and everything, your site, instead of having 9,000 pages, would have, if you want X, comma, and then blank. If you want solar, do this, fill in this form, right? And then we would have a little web form down here. So the whole goal of that site is just to get them to fill out the form. I know it's counterintuitive. You're like, but what about the pictures? What about the 9 million pages of stuff? Test it. You know, see for yourself. Seriously, test it. It's crazy. So let's say you don't want them to fill out a form. Your business is when somebody shows up, right? Someone's got to show up. So in that case, it would look like this. It would be like, go here, or rather, come here to get X, come here, be into your store, right? Come to Crazy Eddie's House of Tomatoes to get you some tomatoes, all right? And we usually, in this case, have 2 buttons, 1 call, 2 get directions. And so we'll build landing pages for folks that'll be literally that simple. Why? Well, if we know the guy's sales process, in this particular case, it's a retail location. He doesn't sell anything unless somebody physically comes into the store. The only way they're going to come into the store is that he knows his buyer. They're either just going to drive in because he's local, or they're going to call and be like, hey, you got any more of them tomatoes? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, all right, come on in. Then this website should only do 2 things. Get them to either call or to drive on in, right? So you always want to make sure your sites do the job and nothing else, okay? And finally, our 4th law here is prove it, or track everything more specifically. So these are how we find it. This ties back to making your ads not actually being an expense, but instead being a source of profit. If you know conclusively that they're working, then and they're doing so at a profit, then ads, they're not an expense. That's you're putting $1 in, getting more than $1 out. That is literally the name of the game in business. So the question is, how do you do it, right? Well, if you're selling things online, that people are like physically buying stuff from your website, it's pretty simple. You're able to install tracking scripts and all that kind of stuff. But what if you're like the majority of businesses in the world, and you like use a website to get someone to come to your store, but they don't buy anything from you online. Well, you can do two things. Number one, you can use click-to-call tracking. This is technology that'll just give you a special number, and every time someone calls that number, it'll forward straight to your store, but you'll know, hey, I got this call because of an ad, right? The second one is geofencing. All right, and with geofencing, what happens is you take your store and turn it into what's called a conversion zone. And what that means is we pull up Google Maps, we pull up your address on there, we draw this little fence around it, and anyone who sees one of your ads and then goes into your store while carrying the same phone that they saw your ad on, which is, of course, it's not like they're going to not have their phone with them. It's humanly possible, but unlikely. It'll track it automatically. And you'll be like, oh, I got this many in-store visits as a direct result of people seeing the ad. And now it's measurable, right? Now it's trackable. So now you know whether or not your ads are an expense or if they're a source of profit. And those are all your steps right there of using the rest of the internet. Now, Natalie, do we have any more?
Yes, we have one more.
We have one more.
Yes, we have one more caller. Yes, I'm calling for Dr. Frank Kern.
Dr. Kern, attorney
Yes,
at law.
Dr. Kern.
You look strange. This is strangely familiar.
My name is Grant Cardone, and look, we just created an ad. I've been going, 3 minutes?
Yeah, buddy.
So the
Can
ad
you
you
pull it
gave
up?
me, we're going to show it to you right now. We're going to pop it in the screen. The viewer will see it.
This
and
has been doable the whole time.
You can look at it here,
Okay.
but they see it inside there, right, Francisco? There you go. There you go. You can see it now, Francisco, back here.
Okay.
So, or Frank. Now, just tear this ad up.
I'm going to. Okay, so here's
And
what's...
you don't have to look at it there. You can look at it on phone, but you can look at it here too.
All right, thanks, dude.
And is it important, by the way, Frank, to be able to look at it on a mobile device and on a computer?
Yeah, it's extremely important. So what this is a banner ad. All right. You could also serve this on social, but on banners, like, you really have to be cognizant of the first thing that comes to mind. Here's what's great about it: win a $20,000 diamond seat. Perfect. But now I'm looking at this thing. All right. Now my eyes are kind of bad, so let me see the phone again, just to really put myself like a real.
Yeah, we got to get your eyes fixed.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Hey,
dude,
serve Frank an ad. LASIX.
Yeah, actually, it's howtoovercomecowardice.com. Okay, so here's the challenge. I can't read your name because it's blended in with the white on your shirt. Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't tell me what to do. So that's the biggest thing. It doesn't
he forgot to learn more. He forgot to learn more.
And so I need like a really, really big this in Las Vegas. I don't need the pictures of Las Vegas in there. I don't need the grant to be the focal point of the ad. I need the message to be the focal point. So I would make this typically what we like to do. It's hideous, by the way. Direct response colors, the most effective colors in ads. Red, yellow, and black is a combination. The most eye-catching colors, right? So it would be, poor Grant's over there going to give Paulie hell. No, Paulie's going to kill me. I like this guy. I work with this guy, Paulie. He's a good man. I don't need any problems with this too. All right, so red, yellow, black, real heavy on the text. I'd shrink the image of Grant.
Paulie's with us now, Frank.
Okay.
Frank, tell him about the ad again. So you would give this on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being perfect, you would give it like what?
Now, I give it like a 5 because it's got an offer.
Okay, good.
So it clearly states the offer.
Number one, let's just go over the things you were doing in the show. Call to action.
All right, so first thing,
call to action.
we got an offer. So that's a big one. Win a
the
$20,000 diamond seat.
Okay.
And so that works out pretty good. I would say 2 GrowthCon under it, right? So right under there, I would say 2 GrowthCon.
So he says you really can't read the white on the white shirt.
Yeah.
He would also take
I don't
my
think anyone
face
can
off.
hear you on the show.
Yeah.
What?
I'm going to repeat. Oh, you got a mic on.
Oh, yeah, I got a mic.
Okay.
He said he would also take off. Go ahead, Frank. Just rip it apart.
Yeah. So I can't
we get
read,
better, by the way.
I'd get rid of Grant's name because it's already a picture of Grant, and you can't see his name because of the shirt washes it out. I would put 2 10x growth.
I personally would have Grant Cardone's 10x growth conference. I think the name Grant Cardone's grabbing attention right now. But go ahead.
Yeah, but you can't read it, dude.
Yeah,
so I'd make it legible.
It just needs to be on black.
So just let me do the damn job. This is seriously my life.
But we can both have. You're the one that moved into the building. we can both. Yeah. Go ahead. This is where Taylor would say, "Well, let's test it."
Yeah. So what I want to do, I want to take the picture of Grant and I want to move it. So right now, if we were on a design board, I'd just like take it off the ad for now and figure out how to reinsert it. underneath the big offer, win a $20,000 diamond seat, I would say to Grant Cardone's 10X Growth Conference. And so that would be really big and really easy to read. So now the person at first glance immediately sees the offer, win a $20,000 diamond seat to Grant Cardone's 10X Growth Conference. We can fit all of that stuff in there. That's great. And then
Las Vegas, you wouldn't have Las Vegas on there, would you?
First thing I'd do is I'd put the call to action. I'd have a big button that says learn more.
Yeah,
I'd probably get rid of the background imagery in there.
Yeah, but man, it looks so sexy, so much glitter. It looks so good.
Yeah, it does look good.
But you're saying what, Frank? It doesn't matter that it looks good.
No, it doesn't matter. We want people to understand the message and then click on it and go. And I would have 10X Growth Con. I'd make that take up the entire bottom of the ad in a contrasting color. So really, really see that.
Colors you would use, Frank?
A combination of red, black, and yellow. And those are the primary colors I use.
We don't have any red. We got one little piece of red. We got no black and no yellow.
Yeah, red, black, and yellow classic direct response. Display colors. Goes all the way back to billboards and print media and stuff. So that's how I would do that. And
show them the 10X rule. Look at the 10X flag right there.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, dude, this is perfect.
What colors did you say?
Red, black, and yellow. Like,
red, black, and yellow, man.
Right? Can't
the
miss
10X rule. What was the cover of the 10X rule? Red, black, and yellow.
Yeah, buddy. And so then once I
oh my God, I'm making your show so good now.
I don't think so.
I do.
I don't. Of course you do.
You don't need.
Of course you do.
You need to think less. Go get your eyes done.
Of course you do. So we have that big.
Thinking's what's keeping you from getting your eyes done.
We have that big call to action on there. Then I would see where I can move your stuff to fit around it and if it would work. So the important thing: win a $20,000 diamond seat to Grant Cardone's 10X Growth Conference.
Based on what he just said, and let's see how long it takes.
All right.
Okay. Because I think, Frank, there's a lot of people out there that think all this takes a lot of time.
It's so weird with you not being on camera. It's just me having this one-way conversation.
It doesn't matter, Frank. They can hear me. People see me every day. Hey, if you guys are on the show right now, you're watching on YouTube, hey, put your comments down below. Do you need to see my beautiful face? I really don't want to put myself in the shot.
Yes. People are saying yes.
Okay, do you guys like it like this?
Yeah.
Like it like this? Like it like that? Dude, we can do whatever we want to do now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, man, this is a new world, dude. Do you know I was interviewed?
The disembodied voice of Grant Cardone.
I was interviewed. No, they got me now. I was interviewed by a guy today that used to work at Fox and Friends. Every morning he was in front of 2 million people. 2 million people, and I'm thinking to myself, reporting on bullshit news every day. Like, just passing on garbage. The dog that got lost and found his way home. The policeman that da-da-da. What Trump, the merchants of chaos.
Exactly
Total merchants of chaos.
Yeah.
Instead, Frank and I are sitting here shooting the shit, educating people on how to run ads, how to get people together, how to bring people together, how to invest money on the internet. This has never existed before in the history of the world. We got the lead magnet and the 10X man in one room.
I tell you what, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So look, you guys, first thing I want to tell you is this. The energy that I spend in advertising and promotion is in the hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Would you think? Just the energy I spend.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
And we did this conference this weekend, our boot camp. Probably our single best-selling product is our boot camp, because
everybody was so cool there.
Yeah, CEOs, executives, business owners, CFOs, CEOs, COOs, entrepreneurs, startups. And I said, look, the cheapest advertising is the ads you pay for. It's not the organic stuff.
Yeah, you can control it.
You can control it.
Yeah.
So yell at Paulie, say fast. Do it fast. He needs to be back here right now. Because you see, Paulie, the problem with Paulie is that last ad you saw, this is what the problem with the graphics guy is. Mm-hmm. He makes stuff pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty doesn't always sell.
Almost never sells.
In fact, I remember when I was a 17-year-old kid, man, I wouldn't always go up to the pretty girl.
He says, almost done, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, I'd go to the girl I knew I could get a yes from. Yeah. Or at least I thought I had, because I was intimidated. Yeah. So just because it's shiny and pretty, and he spends all this time too, by the way, it just blocks up all our graphics because he's looking for pretty. Instead, that 10X flag, that was made in, the cover for the 10X rule was based on yellow, black, and red. And really it wasn't scientific. I didn't even look anything up. I just looked at what colors could I see from a distance.
That's exactly it, yeah.
And so I got like 60, 70 feet away, thinking I'm walking through a bookstore, which nobody does either. But I'm walking through a bookstore and I'm like, what colors bounce off of what colors? Oh, black and red bounce off of yellow. You want to shoot to the flag real quick?
Shoot to the flag.
And here we are, by the way, that book, when you get the colors right, and you talk about it enough, that now has gone from a book this big. Do we have the book in here? From a book, a tiny little book, to something that's attracting not just tens of thousands of people once a year, but is attracting thousands and hundreds of people every day and every night. This year we'll do probably 8 times 365. What is that?
Math is not an exact
It's 2,900. Sorry, 2,900 10x workshops in the next 12 months. Because of those colors, right? Because they grab people's attention. Now, see, Paulie should have been back here about now. If you're an executive and you're running something, you got to turn this stuff around fast, because we're going to throw it up and see what works. You're not going to know until you throw it up, until you throw up on the internet.
That's all you got to do, ladies and gentlemen.
You got to just throw up on the internet.
Throw up on all
Paulie, I need it, bro.
We split tested while he's out there. Oh, good. Is it back on me? All right. So we made we did that branding webinar. And we had like pretty ads that had a picture of me and Grant, and it said like monetize your message and all that kind of stuff on there. Here, I'll just hold it like this. Yeah, you can see that from a mile away. It said monetize your message on there. And then right before the webinar, I was like, I think I'll build the banner myself and just see if I can test this. And it said, Grant and Frank present how, we had the last name, and how to blow up your brand on social media and learn more. Doubled the click-through rate. And so, guys, when you have an ad that gets more clicks, remember, you're not paying per click on the ad. You're paying per 1,000 views of the ad, and 99% of the time. Social media, Instagram, doesn't matter. That's what you're actually buying. So if more people click it, then you're getting more bang for your advertising dollar. So you obviously want them to click it, and to make it clickable, it's got to be easy to understand and have the clear benefit right there. And a great big old picture of you with a tiny little hard to read stuff, or like that State Farm ad that said, there's a storm. State Farm. Like, that ain't gonna do it. You know, there's, God knows, whoever's selling them.
Well, they're probably pushing the storm right now because Louisiana just got hit yesterday.
It's been on there for weeks because I've been going to weather.com, measuring banners, and it's a great place to see super mass market banners. They've been running that stupid banner on that page forever.
You got it?
Okay.
So, Frank,
all right,
your solar guy, how your solar guy that called in earlier could benefit from this. Hey, you want a free solar panel? You want to, I don't know if your company's in a position to give away free solar, but all you're looking for is people that, and this is what Frank said, sell to people that want your product. Advertise to people that want your product. Hey, raise your hand if you want a free solar panel. Doesn't cost you anything, and you keep the tax credits, and it saves your bill, whatever, right? That would be the free thing. Let's throw the free up now. Let's see what Paulie came up with. That was 7 minutes, 8 minutes?
That was fast.
Oh,
look
much
at this.
better. Much
Dude,
better,
see,
huh?
this is when you get design and marketing together. This is beautiful. Because you know it's Grant, because everyone who's going to see it, we're not going to show this to strangers, it would be dumb.
Yeah.
We're going to show this to people who already know Grant. So you have immediate brand recognition, you have brand recognition with the 10X, you've got the colors, it's easy to read, and then click here to enter.
Show them the other one. Show the other one, Paulie. Francisco. Now, also, click here to enter. I wouldn't say click here to enter. I would say learn more.
Yeah.
I would say learn more.
Yeah. Less
I don't want to
threatening.
enter anything.
A little less.
I mean, I do want to enter some things.
Oh man, here we go. I apologize in advance.
Yeah.
Should be like
Learn more.
enter to win or learn more.
Just learn more.
Yeah,
Click,
learn more.
click
gets,
is verb.
A lot of clicks.
Enter. See? Oh yeah. See
Yeah.
the
So look at
difference?
these. Look at these. Yeah. So now we've got like.
But is it clickable?
God, dude, Paulie, that's beautiful. By the way, that's no wonder it took like an extra
Doesn't matter,
whopping
doesn't
3
matter.
minutes because that's really nice.
Yeah, that's awesome, Paulie.
Yeah.
See the difference, Paulie? We just need to do that
great.
everywhere now.
So one thing I would change is see where it says 10x growthcon.com down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
I would move your click to enter up just a hair if you can. So that means you're probably going to have to reposition the 10x Growth Conference verbiage over to the left of you.
Yeah.
And I would make that white text against a red background under the click here to enter, or in this case, we change it to the learn more button. So they're clearly seeing 10xgrowthcon.com. So
that doesn't bother me too much. The other thing Frank would tell you to probably do is where my picture's there, he would have his picture there instead.
I would have more copy. I wouldn't have either.
So look, Frank, how can people learn more? How can we, if you guys don't want to do all this advertising stuff and learn this, why don't we just do it for them, Frank?
That's exactly what we do over here at the Cardone Current Ad Agency. Look, like I said to the other dude that was saying, hey man, I'm dabbling in this. Dabbling's going to kill you. Like this is 1,000 times harder than it looks. You know, that's why people are calling into the show going, hey man, how do I do this kind of thing? And they're asking what seems like really logical or really simple questions. It ain't easy. So if you don't want to try to build all these things, figure out where to serve them, figure out how to do the search retargeting, implement the geofencing, know, should I do it on social? Should I do it on the rest of the internet?
Blame us.
And then, yeah, you can blame us instead of blaming yourself.
Rather than blaming yourself, blame us.
So go to CardoneKern.com. You'll see a letter there. If you like what you see, fill out the little form. We'll give you a call and see how we can help you. And I think thus concludes, unless you've got any more for them.
Hey, go to 10xgrowthcon.com and grab your free diamond seat. You're going to be the winner, by the way. I'm guaranteeing you to be the winner.
Something.
When you click the button, you hit it. Somebody going to win it. Why not you?
It's 10xgrowthcon.com /free.
Somebody going to win it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining, Uncle G. I'll at y'all later.
When you're in front of a customer, do I have your attention? When you're getting attention, you need to know something else is trying to get their attention too. You're in competition with everything, and you don't need to make attention. You need to get attention. They're tied together. Attention is money. Get it? Keep it, multiply it. That means when I'm in a meeting, I need to get your attention. I need to get it. I need to be sure I have it.